It is time to build a tower, destroy it right away, and then build it some more. This is of course the brilliant and completely sane basic idea of Tetris, and by extension Tetris Worlds, this PlayStation 2 classic. There are hundreds and thousands of Tetris copycats out there, so how did this one make it on the top 100 list? It's another one of those games I first heard instead of seeing it. My big brother was playing this in his room with the speakers up pretty loud, and I heard these massive beefy thuds the pieces make when you slam them down. There's something majestic about this compared to the usual little beeps and boops of most other Tetris games. The soundscape is great because it's got a memorable vibrance to it, and the soundtrack has a tendency to stick with you as well. I kept hearing these sounds and these amazing songs in my head over and over, especially when I was supposed to concentrate on something important like getting some sleep. The visuals are inviting, colorful, and easy on the eyes, by PlayStation 2 standards. Except for a few skins you can put on your character that also changes your Tetris piece's looks. This skin right here looks like rumpled garbage arranged into a disarray of swirls, which for me only makes the game twice as hard to make visual sense of. Luckily there's lots of good, clean looking options too. There is an actual storyline in this game. I mean, before seeing this game it never occurred to me that a Tetris game could have a plot, but check this out. A race of cubic characters called Minos are about to go extinct. The sun in the solar system they inhabit is about to go nova, and they need to evacuate the entire system. The only way they can do this is to go through these portals, but they're not open yet. You, the player, must complete Tetris stages in these alien worlds to open up the portal on the other side, and terraform the target planet in the process to allow for more Minos to live there. You get to customize the looks of your Mino and give it a name. Well, what do you do with a Tetris piece? You drop it like a bad habit. But we can't just drop them randomly all over the place like a cat dropping decorations off the shelf. There's a method to this madness, and it's time to take a little bit of a look at how it's done. The first target for terraformation is Deneb, where you play the old school version of Tetris. Since basic Tetris is pretty well known, I'll get down to the slightly more complex stuff right away. What we're avoiding is leaving spaces under the blocks, like this. And what we're trying to do is destroy as many lines at once as possible, because that gives the most score. You have a set amount of lines to destroy in each stage, and a limited time to do it in. There comes a point when instead of hacking away with 1 to 2 line clears, the only way you can reach the goal with any time left is to exclusively drop down straight pieces, causing 4 lines to get destroyed at once. A 4-line clear is also known as a Tetris clear, which gives a bonus score. If you do them back to back without any other clears in between, you get an even bigger bonus. And if you happen to be single, it can start to feel like the game is getting personal. Now, when you attempt to rank up, you first need to complete your current level by clearing enough blocks, but you can exceed the time limit at this point if you want to. When the next level starts, the speed increases, and now you're on the clock. Notice how the blocks that were already on the bottom didn't disappear when you started your rank up attempt. That's a little trick that you can use to set up some Tetris clears to get a head start with the line clears required. Planning all of this starts to get pretty tricky, at least for a Tetris casual like myself. If you make it in time, more Minos hop through the gate and the planet becomes more habitable. That's the basic boogie of the game, and there's a couple more tools left to mention that help you out a bit. You can see your upcoming pieces up here, with the very next piece showing at the top. This can be tricky to find time to glance at when you approach ludicrous speed, but it's a good idea to make a habit of it. Now, what's not a good idea to make a habit of is this. If you keep spinning a Tetris piece in place, it won't land, sort of bringing the game to a halt. Done briefly, this can save you from a disaster, but honestly, you're just using up so much time and ultimately giving yourself a false sense of security, so just drop don't stop. Mistakes are the best teacher after all, and next time you'll handle things better. Most mistakes could have been anticipated a couple moves earlier, and it starts to become muscle memory and reflexes after a while. The final tool to mention is holding a piece. You can put one piece away if you can't find a place for it. When you swap a piece the next time, it'll switch places with the piece that's on hold and reset the fall. Remember how we wanted those repeated back-to-back Tetris clears? Holding is a good way to have a couple of straight pieces ready for that moment, or then it works as a last resort panic button too. Now, there are many other worlds, including the planet Mira where you play square Tetris, Aludra where you play cascade Tetris, Antares where you play sticky Tetris, Talitha where you play hotline Tetris, and last but certainly not least, Unukalhai where you play fusion Tetris. These super exciting alternate Tetris modes are the reason why this game is on my list. In square Tetris, you'll need to form combo squares or pure squares and then destroy them to gain extra points. A pure square is formed by getting 4 blocks of the same type to form a big square. A combo square can consist of multiple types of pieces, but it gives less points when destroyed. You have to kind of forget the regular reflexes when playing square Tetris because it makes no sense to play this mode like the regular Tetris. This time, empty spaces are practically unavoidable, but they don't hinder the game as much. All that matters is the squares. Then there's a game mode where empty spaces are not only unavoidable but preferable, Cascade Tetris. In this mode, Tetris pieces that are not held in the air by any other piece fall down with gravity. So by clearing a line you can cause other pieces to drop and clear further lines. You get more points depending on how many cascades you get in a row with just one line clear. This flips my noodle, and I still don't exactly know how to play this, but there's definitely more than luck going on here. I find myself building elaborate designs and kind of getting some of those things to work pretty good, but still the biggest scores came from pure accidents. This right here was my biggest cascade this time around. Then there's Sticky Tetris. Pieces of the same color merge together when their sides touch each other. Everything follows the rules of gravity just like in Cascade Tetris, but now your objective is to clear out this junk at the bottom. There's also special new multicolored pieces in play that you can split by dropping them in the right way. The reason this is so difficult is that you might have an awesome plan of getting something to cascade, but predicting the pieces possibly sticking together is a freaking mind job. Next up, Hotline Tetris, which tests out how greedy and confident you are in your own abilities. The higher up the line clears happen, the more score you get, but you only get points for clears that line up exactly with these colored horizontal bars. You can make it pretty far up the levels using the lower lines, but ultimately you just have to go up to the top and push your luck. Gravity and the funny looking multi-pieces from Sticky Tetris are applied here as well. Finally, we get to my favorite mode, Fusion Tetris. I keep thinking that Fusion Jazz is the jazz music, but Fusion Tetris is the Tetris games. This thing right here is a fusion block, and the goal is to connect these atom blocks to it. There's a bunch of garbage in the way, stacking up higher the further up the levels you go. Now these atom blocks are in fact indestructible. You can use them to clear lines, but they remain intact after the line has cleared. Sometimes this is great because they fall down too and may fill gaps, creating more cascades. Other times it can lead to situations that look like this. Now how the heck are you supposed to clear this? It's a mode where mistakes are very punishing because you'll find yourself just creating more trash to clear and never make it to the bottom. See these atoms right here? They don't count because they aren't connecting to the fusion block via other atom blocks, so you need an even spread of them. Sometimes you can pull off a win even though things look impossible. Check this out. I can't believe that counted, wow. In Tetris, you must never yield. Keep on dropping hard all the way to the end. Alright, now if you happen to know someone who might be at about the same skill level with you in Tetris, you can play in local multiplayer too. Nowadays, with game streaming programs like Parsec being a thing, you could also set up local games across the internet. The multiplayer has a special feature in it, which is that clearing lines sends garbage lines to your opponent's side. Now this can backfire too, because if you send a Tetris clear their way, they might just get lucky and be able to send it right back your way. This makes for some literally scrappy fights. So is Tetris an addicting game? It sure can be. But luckily, I'd say it's still the kind of game you grow out of, more easily at least than some other addicting games. It's pretty repetitive, and at some point you hit a skill ceiling that's hard to break. Getting faster and more clever with the pieces would require a lot of effort and even studying the masters, which can be a buzzkill for some. But addicting or not, as far as the top 100 list goes, this game easily takes a place there because of the amount of fun times I've had colonizing these planets for these little uncanny cuboids, and the fun I've had in challenging multiplayer matches with friends. Tetris Worlds, I rocked one of your worlds and you rocked mine. Let's go see if we can piece together the next game on the list.